Hello. Now that you have started to discover artificial neural networks, we will see how machine learning algorithms can reconfigure the connections in the network to obtain a desired behavior. And to start, we will teach the robot to recognize faces or objects. Turn on the AlphAI robot and connect to it. Load the Supervised Learning Image Recognition configuration. We will explain in detail in the next video how to configure the settings yourself instead of loading this configuration. You can see in the new frame at the top left what the robot sees through its camera. Moreover, the neural network has changed a lot. Its input has been replaced by 3 large rectangles that will represent the red, green and blue components of this image. Take the robot in your hand and press start. You will see this image animate. So the input neuron corresponds to the pixel values of the camera. The image has been degraded to reduce the number of neurons. To visualize the image before its degradation, you can go to the Visualization tab and uncheck the degraded resolution box. Since there are many more inputs than in the previous video, there are also many more connections with the 5 actions. These connections can be positive in light gray or negative in dark gray. And the activities of the pixels they transmit are shown in yellow when they are positive and blue when they are negative. The numbers displayed next to the arrows are the sums of all these positive and negative activations received by the actions, and the most activated arrow is shown in black. We will now create some data so that the learning can begin. Take the robot in your hand and press start on the software. Point at the person with the robot's camera, make sure you can see them on the screen that appears on the left. Choose an arrow to represent this person and press the arrow several times. Try pointing at the person from different angles. There we see that the network has learned to choose this arrow. Now we are going to do the same thing with other people by choosing other arrows. So I'm going to do it with me, and I'm going to choose the turn left arrow. Now I'll do it with the computer and I'll choose the go straight ahead arrow. Now we're going to see if the robot has remembered what we asked it to do. We'll go back to the different people and see if it manages to find the right arrow. So now it shows the arrow moved backwards to the right. Now it wants to do the left turn. And here it chose to go straight, so it picked the right actions in all cases. We have discovered what supervised learning is. The neural network has learned to reproduce the choices we taught it by selecting images for different categories. It has learned by modifying the connections, and we can see that up close. I'll stop the display of connections and activity propagations and leave only the display of learning. You see the connections that are increasing in green and those that are decreasing in red. If I create a new category immediately, we see big changes in the connections.